close. Yes, this is a wagon we're borrowing, and there's a feature about this wagon. You see, the wagon in the back is our wagon. Notice which side it unloads on. So we can start the whole debate about which side of the wagon is better to unload on. I've heard one big argument is to have them on, let's say, the left side, the driver's side, so when you get out, like if you're pulling with a truck, that you're getting out and not having to walk around. You get out the door and you walk right back. We left off yesterday at Dad combining corn. Good news is everything was full. We filled the truck and 4 gravity wagons, and the combine was full. So we figured with all of that, there was at least 1,300 bushel. We unloaded the truck this morning, and I'm working on wagons now. Dad has the truck to dump into, and hopefully he needs at least one more wagon, at least. And we're doing this backwards because I got to kind of push this one into place since I won't be able to pull it into place. So we'll show our wagon pushing skills off yet again just because we can. Everything's melting. It's a solid warm something 50 whatever, too warm. It's too warm. It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's ridiculously warm. In fact, it's gonna stay like this. You know, it was negative something below zero, freezing cold, wind chills, blah blah blah. That's what got the ground so froze. Now the driveway is a little sloppy. It always does that after a freeze. We've got it wasn't washed gravel whenever the driveway was laid. It was like that mix of junk. That wasn't my doing. It's been here for longer than I've been here. So yeah, it was nice when it was frozen. The ground is still frozen underneath. The top of the ground is a little slimy, but you get down an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches. It's solid again. So that's good. It's holding Dad up. Not leaving too much of a track. We'll get these 10 acres finished where I'm at. Though these are the ones where that field we had issues with the combine and the head gasket. I want to get that done before it totally thaws. I'm making a guess, and we'll go in and get the moisture tester once we get this running, that the corn is about 16%. It flows very well. Sometime there, beginning in November, it was about 20. So hopefully between now and then, it's lost, say, 4% real comfortably. I know I can do this going forwards, but I don't know, I've never tried backing a wagon up going backwards before up to the auger. I can see everything a lot better and have a whole lot more control with swinging the tractor. So I can get really close with everything. Come on. Yeah, I'm getting real close to that tire. And that's already been flexed out of place once. And now we're pushing uphill. Okay, if we fold the chute down, we ought to be pretty close. We dumped the truck earlier. There was some learning curve. Because this had been slightly modified at some point before by a tire. So we had to find, eventually I guess Dad found something to cover that up. Okay, that's all the way down. That's actually a pretty good spot. We're better off being that way than this way because of that. We'll put our little bucket here. Oh, to pretend like we're trying to maintain the mess. There's not that much room because of the tire, but we'll catch some stuff. Hopefully most of it, and not increase our mess. We got the dryer fan going just because it's sunny today. Haven't had sunshine in, I don't know, it seems like years. And this will hopefully help blow some of the real loose, fine stuff out of it. We're in neutral. You've been running, so it should start. Perfect. We gotta remember to go plug in the distributor. Let's get some grain flow. I gotta get this one emptied really fast. because Dad's gonna need something to put corn in. There it goes. We got corn. Let's give it the juice. That sounds really fast. Let's see how long it takes to get up there. We're starting to see, maybe you can see a little bit of dust and small schmutz being blown out. Mostly bees' wings. It's really not too dirty for how late it is. Most of the field is standing well. See if we can give a little more. Oh, this cob probably got thrown back into the combine by the straw chopper. That happens frequently enough. Okay, we're not going to build a pile up over there. So I'm going to take this. We have a little hole right there. We could lose like 5 kernels for this whole wagon load. So we're going to try to contain our mess, hopefully. Let it roll. This wagon is probably good for about 250. The other wagon that was in back coming home, oh, it's probably more like 180 comfortably. Looks like we got a good flow going. The pile is going down rather quickly. And we gotta go plug in the distributor. You can take a rest for a hot second. Yeah, so we saw that on video. Dad killed one snout and he was doing his bit of damage to a second snout. There's one in the back of my truck. So it's nice to have 2 of things. I didn't necessarily buy my combine for parts, but it's been incredibly handy. So I give it that much that even though it's not running, it's still earning its keep in odd forms. Yeah, let's blow that dust out of there. Can we see inside? It might be rather dark and dusty and windy. It's a good cool air coming out of there, so the corn was nice and cool. I don't necessarily want to warm it up, but I know there's that first corn we put in back in November was 25%. I know that needs some air. Check on everything again. Still going down. It better go down. Now we're not done with this field yet, but the way it's going, I'm happy with the yield, especially for when we're getting to harvest. See how good our Hutchinson auger is. We got it churning pretty fast. Okay, time to get a moisture tester. See how he did. I'll be back in a quick second. Sunday a week ago now, Dad, Sunday a week ago now, Dad buried the combine. Middle of the week this past weekend, we had that good hard freeze. You holding on? Nope. How are you holding on? Oh well. Those cobs will go by. Yes. Dad buried the combine in the field way out by the road. By buried, I mean, he was dragging the bottom of the combine, and at that point it was supposed to be a little froze. Well, the problem was the corn and a little bit of our cover crop stuff, our lovely weeds. Yes, it's a cover crop. Your cover crop you're planting is just wasting money on putting a weed out there. It's insulating the ground. And Dad buried it. Now he had been running these ruts for a solid, I don't know, he had made it all the way down the set of rows and had finished and was coming out to headland and couldn't get over the hump to get on top. Not a bad moisture, 16.6. Not as dry as I had hoped, but it flows well and we can work with that. It's better than 18 like I've stored in the past. So I'm happy with the 16.6. Might test it later, could be drier, might not be. But yeah, Dad made it to the headland and couldn't get over the hump, and he wasn't that full of corn. I had to try to pull him backwards, because how do you hook on to the fronts of a combine? It's very difficult. I had to pull him backwards. Now, we had wanted to go forward, and the problem was he was buried to the point you couldn't get anything underneath the front axle. I mean, I could wiggle my way in there, but he had no clearance, and without sitting there with a hand trowel and trying to dig underneath the front axle. Now, this isn't a little international front axle where they break on you all the time and it's only a 4x6 box. No, New Holland used a solid, that's a good 8x8, 8x10 chunk of box beam for the front axle. So it's not a couple of scoops and you're done. I have to dig out that much underneath and hope I can get my hand through to reach the chain on the other side. So we did not do that. We pulled him backwards. That was still a struggle. I found out the 1086 has about 3 more inches of ground clearance than the Combine does. And where he got stuck, we also found out there's maybe a foot to 18 inches of topsoil, which is very deep for around here. Usually the topsoil is barely 6 inches, maybe 8 if you're lucky, just because of the wet, flat crawdad ground. Ask Bandit about that. Ask how much topsoil he has. What we have for topsoil, many areas, especially in northwest Ohio, would call it subsoil, basically based on color. So eventually, after pulling him back and having to get shovels to dig the rut out of mud that was being pushed by the rear tire, we were able to hook onto the front and pull him out. So that was a fun, long, boring story time, right? I got him pulled out. And now, a week later, we're on the other side of a freeze and it's 60 degrees, hoping the ground doesn't thaw too fast. I'll come over here. It's been shaded a little bit. Watch my foot. It's squishy, but I'm hitting a hard spot right there. I'm not sinking in for eternity. It's still dusty. I guess that's good for blowing the dust out. I really need to get a different grain spreader, or be able to direct the grain out of the auger into the one we have a little better. And we go faster. More corn, more corn. We don't fully have the sliding covered over, so maybe we can cram a bit more in the auger. I don't know how much more we can cram though, just based on our positioning. Take another look. We just left climbing up and down. We're over halfway, so that's good. We get done with this wagon, give Dad a call, see how he's doing. Maybe he needs 2 wagons instead of 1. There's still 2 full wagons at the field. I mean, I want to have the problem of having 4 wagons to bring home because he's have to fill it up 2 more. There's also the truck empty at the field. But if I only have to take 1 wagon, we can pull 3 wagons back. I figured pulling all 4 full wagons home at once was not a good idea. We're only going like 6 miles. By me not thinking it was a good idea, I would have tried anything just once. Let's put it that way. Ooh, well, grain's flowing, auger's turning. We're unloading corn. Hopefully we get this field done. Maybe move on to another field. After where we're at now, I still have another 25-acre field. And then Dad still has some corn in the very back at home. So it's moving. It is moving. Let's feel this up some more. But you see right here, this is what we call loan repayment. That's a whole other topic. There's no loans behind this corner other than student loans. As the sun sets, we're going to keep going with wagons here, keep unloading them. Dad's just about done. So that's good, I think. Yeah, those cinder blocks up ahead don't make this any too joyous to do. Blame myself for that one, I guess. We're going to get super close. We're going to get too close, aren't we? Okay, we got to back this up and try again. That's assuming we can. We're getting there. Slowly. There we go. Get into the gravel. Take it up real close. Now turn. If I can. And now we're almost too far away. Sometimes I can get this wagon so close, don't even have to use the spout on it, but that's not happening, I don't think. Can't get it quite that close. I think we also have the gear turned as tight as it'll go. There we go. Now that I'm on good dry concrete, I can pull. See? After that little struggle, almost. If we fold this down, which we could, it'll put it, dumping it right over the top of the auger. Have this little rag on this wagon because the door doesn't quite seal properly. Guess I gotta get the chute down. There we go. Almost don't need it. We'll use it anyways. Keep the grain from getting too close to the back and falling out and making a mess. Perfect. At some point, I guess we could have moved the auger so it was more straight out, but gotta move the auger, gotta move that wagon load of ear corn. That's been paid for. Customer knows it's there. So it's gonna wait. I don't know, at what point can I claim abandonment on the wagon if they, don't show up and get it anytime soon? It does have a nice set of wheels underneath it, which I sort of don't mind if it gets left here, I mean, I'm kind of not thrilled about the ear corn sitting outside, but hey, they paid for it. Can't look after the whole world. Lock the brake. Put the PTO back on. I guess having the wrong side unloading wagons is kind of nice. I can just use the 29 and push them up here with the bumper. That is, I guess, convenient in its own way. So let's turn it over. Got a little empty. We'll take it up, about 15. Or more than 15. It's working its way back. Sounds like we got the auger filled up. I don't like starting it that fast, that dry. Running about 16's pretty good. I'm sure we're dumping it in fast. You can kind of see our little spout of dust. I do have to plug the distributor in again. No point in leaving that running. Well, the sun is set, it's getting dark, we're going to keep unloading. I'll catch you guys later with more fun action. There'll probably be a different video at some point about unloading the grain truck, like actually watching it more than just me telling you how much of a mess we made. That time will come. There's still more corn, so there'll be a chance for that video. So happy farming, guys, and we will catch you later with more fun farming adventures. Lovely spare tire spot. Haven't had to use it. That's good. Dad had this one. He had it was full. Left a few snacks for the birds on the road in a couple spots. Just gotta make sure we get full use of all the capacity.